Hello and welcome to the Crit to Block podcast. We are your hosts, Eric Maylott,
and Richard Lavery,
here to bring you in-depth conversation about our beloved Star Wars Legion. Today we're going to continue our mini-series on list building by faction with the Republic.
Republic might have the least amount of options in various slots, but thanks to the squad leader upgrade, they have a lot of customization options. To help us crunch the numbers, we've called in number cruncher extraordinaire, Mr. Bushfacts himself. John, tell the people a little about yourself.
Hi, my name's John, Bushfacts on the Discord and everything else. I've been playing Legion since pretty much day one. Been on several podcasts in the past. Tried to do my own at the beginning. Was on Notorious Scoundrels for a bit. Worked with Jay on some other things, and now I'm with the Winter Moon guys.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
if you want to hear more about what he thinks of the game, go listen to our friends over at Winter Moon Gaming.
There you go. So, gentlemen, I believe both of you are going to have a lot of opinions on today's topic. So let's get started with battle forces, Republic battle forces. If you want to remind us how many there are, what they are, and tell us if they're good.
Technically.
There are three.
Technically, there's three.
There are three. One of them, I think, Richard, you might be the only one I've heard of have success with ever, and I think it's the worst thing ever.
So Wookiee Defenders are my beloved. I did have a lot of success with them. Never winning a con, but a lot of second places throughout the years. PAX, Crucible, Rocky Top. It was a lot. That was in the very beginning of 2.6, and then Old Legion before that. Post, mid 2.6 launch, Wookiee Defenders is rough to play. And I play the correct version, which is the all-troop variant, because you have complete activation control all the time. But 10 activations in today's meta, where they're all white saves, even though it's 131 wounds, I think, 128. It's not enough. It's not enough to keep on the table. I saw the face you were making. Yes, I understand that you can go lower than 10 activations and still have a good list. But when they're all non-surging white saves,
that's not the only problem, though. The problem is that how melee centric they are, and they need to get to you. And now in 2.6, we're starting at the board edge. We're starting range 6 away from each other. You have to cross that gap, and you have to get there immediately. You can't waste time because objectives are starting to score in round 2. And then there's only 5 rounds before it's over.
Yeah, Wookiees need some help. I don't know what that help is, but you make pretty excellent points there. And yes, you can bring things like the ISP, a saber tank, Yoda. There's a bunch of ways you can customize it, none of which help the situation whatsoever for the poor Wookiees. So while there are 3 Wookiees in its current state, I can't in good faith recommend to anyone. That being said, 501st, it's okay. 212th, I think largely untested at this point, at least from the full competitive scene.
Yeah, so this is the beginning of February. It hasn't been out for that long. But I would anticipate we're going to see some amount of it in pretty large tournaments coming up, and we'll have a little better idea.
Yeah. 212 feels good, just feels bland to me. Like, you get a command card or two that's kind of nice, but the timing on it is really weird, but it'll get you Indomitable on some units, which is Indomitable on Courage 2.
Pretty good.
It's a drug,
Pretty good.
in case you haven't tried it. It's very good. The best thing about 501st is the 4 Special Forces option and a smaller core requirement. So ARCs being maybe undisputably the best unit that you could take multiple of in Republic. It's pretty nice to take 4 of them. So if you want to do that, 501st is great. I'm not a fan of doing that. But.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said if you're like diehard. I want Anakin. I want Ahsoka. 501st can be a good home for you. You can kind of mix things up and do some fun things there. Arcs with the point increase that they ate back in, I think, November last year, or even more recently with the June's points update, I think is when they got +6. Taking it up to 90 with the medic is really bad. 92 with the Jedi Guardian, which is the better version. It is challenging to find points in Republic. Everything is very expensive for a good reason, but you are really nickel and dimed for every upgrade that you put on the units. They do a lot, but man, do you pay out the nose for it.
That's the biggest thing that I feel with Republic, that yes, a lot of the stuff feels really good, but it is very, very expensive.
It's the elite army for a reason.
Yes. Other factions sometimes end up getting this elite level, though, at not the elite costs. And that's when
so as a non-Republic player, it feels to me like the line for Gar is so thin on like overcosted versus too good. And like that line is just so much thinner than other factions because everything is expensive and like it's so hard to go up or down just a little bit in like your total points for Gar, just because like you're saying, a special forces is 90 points, whereas so many other factions you can find cheap activations, and that's not really a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
what are sleepers? 72.
Yeah, but when we saw arcs 6 points cheaper,
right,
they were everywhere and they were extremely good. And so, quite literally, a 6 point upgrade. You know, if you're taking 3 arcs, you're multiplying by up to 18. But even still, a change of 18 points in the list took Gar from on top to near the bottom right now. I think they're still sitting around a 50% win rate against every faction, which is what you want, but they were sitting up closer to, I want to say it was like 60, 62. So all this being said, battle forces, Wookiees, don't waste your time. Unless there's a significant change, which I will keep my fingers crossed for April, but we'll see what AMG blesses us with. 501st, if you're really dying for that theme, it's not bad. Arc troopers are really cool. 4 medics, not bad with arcs. 212, we'll see, but I mean, triple saber tanks and infiltrating supersized shotgun squads seems good.
I don't know if you knew this, but I've been playing 212 a lot lately. Yeah, I've taken it to several tournaments.
How's it doing?
And I've been loving it. Okay. The triple saber is the flavor that I like. The white saves on a lat or an ISP.
Next you're gonna tell me a Gav is better than a lat or something like that.
Maybe a next episode. But the saber tanks, the fact that they get to share their dodges, and borrow dodges from troopers, and share the surges that they're generating on their own, mind you. Clones, they all have this ability to share tokens, but token generation is not something that they excel at, especially when faced with like Empire generating aims, droids generating everything.
Droids generating everything.
Republic doesn't have a lot of ways to generate, but that clone shock trooper pilot, every time they attack, they get a surge, and that surge can now be shared across the other tanks. And they're effectively now surging red saves with 5 armor and 9 health.
That's a nightmare.
They bring an incredibly consistent die pool with the beam turret. Your first target is taking 4 reds, 2 blacks, and 2 whites.
Surge hit these days too, right?
Surge hit, crit 1, impact 2.
It's not bad.
I rarely ever get less than 6 hits. I'll always have an aim from link targeting array. And I have 2 like token core units that will be getting aims or dodges, because outmaneuver on top of the surging red saves and armor 5 is very, very good when you have extra dodges. So I've been liking them a lot. They rarely go down. I have lost I have the numbers somewhere. I think I'm like 16 and
Okay.
3 or 4 with them.
That's pretty good, especially in tournament play.
There have been a couple times where I've underestimated my opponent, and then once or twice where I just get diced or can't. White saves just decide they want to roll 7 out of 8, and I'm like, okay, here we go. But those are the tanks are really big deal, but that's not even all of it. Like you said, the infiltrating shotguns. It's 9 black and 2 red that can reach pretty much anywhere. Like if you want to shoot my tanks round 1, you're gonna get shot back by the shotgun squads.
Yeah, and those are going last typically.
Yeah, because the tanks, they can take a shot or
care.
two. They don't care. The tank's incredibly fast and maneuverable too. A tank speed 2 move is faster than a T-47 speed 3. Just let that sink in a little bit.
How much farther?
Between
how much
strafing
farther
and the
is
free
it?
rotate? Less than half an inch, but it's farther. The point is, it can move. So it's not uncommon for me to take a round to double move a tank to get onto a point if I really need to.
That's crazy. And they also have outmaneuver natively, right? To get around some of that crit tech.
Yep. It's really good against crit tech. Doesn't do much of anything. In fact, it does nothing against impact. But people bring crit more often than impact.
Okay.
And then they have some pretty good command cards. The Cody command cards I was never a fan of, but I'm starting to get the hang of. And they bring a lot of opportunity to move your big shotgun squads, especially. So Cody's 3-pip, if you don't know, it gives out observation tokens. Or his command cards, he always gets to double tap his observe. So he could put out 4 observation tokens. And then the tanks, when they do their beam attack, they get to trigger that on they trigger the command card effect every attack they make. And that command card effect is that a trooper at range 1 can do a speed 1 move. So you could get 4 extra speed 1 moves on your super squads, and it's pretty easy to stay at range 1 with how far they get to cohere back. And you could cross a board with them outside of their activation.
That's kind of crazy. Pretty helpful with the new supply run secondary objective.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can put people right back onto points. Infiltrate, grab box, move them onto the point, score.
Sure.
The generic 212 3-pip also gives a speed 1 move to troopers.
They're moving.
You want to flexible about.
Okay.
They are very flexible, which is the name of that card.
I mean, it sounds like 212 has a lot of unexplored potential. I'm excited to see where it's going to go, especially with Adepticon looming around the corner.
Yeah, I will probably be bringing it to
Adepticon. Excellent.
All right. Well, I think Republic, outside of Battle Forces, it is kind of the, people want to play with the characters they love. A lot of people love Jedi, and Republic has a lot of very popular characters. So outside of Battle Forces, take me through what you guys are thinking for like commanders. Do you focus on characters? Do you focus elsewhere? What's that kind of thought process?
I think in today's day and age, pick your favorite Force user. Whichever one it is, grab one of them. You love Obi-Wan? Great. He's pretty good. He protects your forces. You like Anakin? Sure. He's a blender. Yoda does a lot. Yoda does a lot of things and is really cheap. You need to understand how each one of them works. They all do work differently, right? The way you play Yoda is not the way that you're going to be playing Anakin. We are about to get 4 additional Jedi when the Council Pack comes out. Who knows what they're going to do? But this idea of, pick the one that fits your playstyle flavor is just going to become more and more relevant as we get more of these Force users, and they have varied powers, right? So if you are looking to play a very cagey, shoot from a distance in this nice little castle game, you're picking Obi-Wan. Maybe you're picking Yoda. Either way, you're pretty good to go. If you don't want that centerpiece, if you want more of a generalized style, you can go with the clone commanders, whether literally the generic clone commander or any of the named ones. We've got Rex and Cody right now. That's it. Um, it's do a double take to make sure I wasn't missing anyone. The generic was throwing me off when I was looking at the list over here. So yeah, but I love Rex and Cody personally. I am not a Force user, player, or lover. I will take Rex or Cody every day of the week. John, how do you feel about all that?
I think you hit a lot of it right on the head. I've played Rebels a lot and Republic a lot, and unlike Rebels, I feel like Republic is very defined by what commander you're bringing. You can go the generic route. I've never leaned towards it, nor do I think it's that strong. But if you go for just like Richard said, if you take Yoda, it's very different play style, and you should build a different army around Yoda than building an army around Anakin or building an army around
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. But it is very, very thematic. Obi-Wan's very extremely defensive. Anakin's extremely aggressive. Yoda, not very defensive, but he could do the aggression thing, and he could do a ton of control and utility stuff. The control and
utility is a really big piece.
Yoda is absolutely insane with the potential that he has. I played him all year last year and maybe even longer. Me and Richard had a game that I feel like was mine to lose, and then I lost. And then it was
but that was a crazy game.
It was a great game. It was great,
and that was a great example, right? Like you were playing Rex, Bad Batch, Yoda, and so you kind of wove this build together where Rex was giving scouting party to Bad Batch and to Yoda, and suddenly some of the speed issues that Yoda faces are gone because he's scouting 2 up the board, which is horrifying. So there's lots of customization within there. I mean, and if we're talking about characters, we can't not talk about Bad Batch. Batch is really
Bad
good.
Batch is insane. It's very different from Rebel Bad Batch. Republic Bad Batch can do a lot of damage, but they just survive so much better. It's easier to issue orders because they're actually a Republic unit and not a mercenary. They still don't share tokens with other clones.
They generate enough.
But any of the clone, any other things that are directed towards clones, command cards or otherwise, work on Bad Batch, so you're not hindered that way. But Bad Batch can absolutely stand on its own, but I think that one of the biggest parts about that list that I was playing last year, that I think let Yoda really shine, was having the triple clone commandos. Because I was able to have 2, maybe sometimes even 3 turns of orders on all 3 commandos.
Just generating aims.
Giving them their target 1 for so just 9 free aims outside of luminous beings or other things, which honestly still pales in comparison to droids and to an extent Imperial.
Well, I don't know about Imperial, but
don't they have like target 2
Well,
now,
okay, yeah.
If you're in the battle force,
if you play
exemplars,
the Stormtrooper battalion, and put the pistol on the commanders, they get target 3.
And you've got all your independent stuff with Remnant, so like
maybe. I don't know if the token generation in Empire is nearly the same as Republic, but
Republic's still lacking and being held up on the clone keyword.
It's strong.
Because they could do more with less.
So sorry, go ahead, Richard.
I was just gonna say, as we get more units in this game, theoretically, it's only going to get better, right? Like marksmen don't generate their own tokens, but they're up the field. They can make a lot of use of those tokens. They're cheaper than the clone trooper infantry. I guess we're bleeding into core here a little bit, but if you're just looking for a token generator, congratulations, your token generator is now 6 points cheaper.
Yeah, but you need generators that don't have to spend actions on them.
Ideally, ideally, right?
Having reliable one, like I'll gladly pay 6 points for reliable one and 2 more inches of movement.
All right, so it sounds like for Republic, maybe when we talked about Rebels and Empire, some of the list building options, you could start with your core and kind of build out the bulk of your army, and then you slot in commanders and operatives based on strategy or points you have left over. But it sounds like maybe in Republic, you need to start with your commanders and like a Bad Batch, and then kind of build around from there, because that kind of dictates what you're going to do with the rest of your army. Does that sound right?
Yeah,
Kind of dictates
I
the
would agree
points
with
you
that.
have left,
Okay.
honestly.
So we have our characters. What about core selection? There's only 2 options.
Well,
And we
you're
already kinda touched on
discounting
it.
the pikes.
You're right. This is
There's
a
only
Republic
2
episode.
options, like
hey,
you said.
Hey, you can take mercenaries in them. You shouldn't take mercenaries in them.
You should not.
They don't have the clone trooper keyword, which, as we've kind of talked about a little bit with Wookiees, or we haven't yet, but this is a good place to talk about it. Not having the clone trooper keyword is a really bad thing in Republic, which Wookiees do not, and neither do Pike Syndicate foot soldiers. So core troopers, we got 2 options, but you have a lot of customization options. There are many heavy options. There's many squad leaders. I think it's better to think about it as having 3 core options. Really, you've got your like chargey close range options for the clone trooper infantry. You've got your mid to long range fighters. So, and going off that, right, your 5s and Ahsoka that give charge as squad leaders, right? Your shotguns that are range 2 with Pierce. Your mid range is like your Z6, your RPS, your mortar. And then you have your clone trooper marksman, which is entirely different. Prepared positions can get that range 4 shot. Again, mortar, RPS. I think those are the only heavies on that one. Let me double check. Yep, because you're not taking Echo at 46 points. It's not happening.
But I mean,
No,
reliable.
The reliable is nice. The 2 red is nice.
That is a bit of health.
46 points.
Yeah, how much more? What isn't 5s 42?
40 on the dot.
Okay, so 6 more points. That brings your tax back from dropping down to marksman up to infantry.
I suppose.
So you're trading speed 2 for prepared positions now, and keeping reliable.
You are, and you've got the ability for more Pierce options, but yeah, it's fine. One of the things I want to highlight within the core, though, here, more so than our other episodes, is Republic has the ability to spam Pierce with the shotguns. I guess technically you could do that with fleet troopers over in Rebels, but Empire can't do that. Separatists can't do that. And so that is extremely strong. Pierce is and has always been one of the strongest keywords in the game. Turns out being able to push wounds through saves, really good. Republic in general has a ton of Pierce options, which really helps them. Literally every lightsaber that you bring, no matter what platform it's on, has at least Pierce 1 attached to it. You've got Bad Batch, as long as you have Crosshair alive, has Pierce. Lethal on Cody, if we're just going to keep naming ways to get Pierce. But it's really, really strong. And the fact that you can just start a list with 6 clone trooper infantry with shotgun is kind of an interesting idea. You can also drop them out of flats so that they're close. You can infiltrate them in the 212. There are a lot of fun ways to make those Pierce platforms do some pretty strong things.
I think the biggest thing is like, yeah, there are 2 different Pierce core. There's the fleet troopers and the shotgun, and these ones, the DC-23?
DP-23.
DP-23. But both of these are range 2 options.
Yes.
And the closer your range is, the more attrition you're going to take, the more fire you're going to take from the enemy. And having white saves in Rebels means that by the time you get there may not be much left.
Yep.
Cassian being an exception because he does magic things with make one count like 100 kind of thing.
Yep.
Republic getting effectively surging red saves on these is what makes them very good, because they can get to that range too and still have enough dice to make it matter.
And then you throw something like 5s in there that gives you charge,
charge, courage, and like an extra 3 dice.
Yeah, an extra 3 dice and 2 health. We would be remiss to say clones are a great option for adding the supersized squads, right? They are 3 points cheaper than the base unit, which we love them being cheaper than the base unit. That's points efficiency right there, because you not only do you get it 3 points cheaper, but you get 5 bodies instead of 4. And that's for the clone trooper infantry, not the marksman variant. So you and 5s with a shotgun, an infantry squad is 171 points, which is a lot, right? That's more than Bad Batch. But at the end of the day, you're throwing 12 black, 2 red, pierce, 1 with charge, surge tokens to back that up. Hell, throw impact grenades on it. Now you're impact 4 with all of those dice. It is extremely lethal pools. We saw the 6-act clone list that was running around for a little bit, where the whole idea is that every attack you make clears an activation of your opponents. And that is something that Republic can do, and can do with multiple units, whereas the other factions don't necessarily have that capability outside of like very specific character cases.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that lets the clone super squad stay viable is that they don't have... So every other faction, droids don't count. When you get a super squad, it's very easy to lose an action.
Yeah.
And losing an action on 120 plus points unit
Brutal.
is very punishing. Because they stay at Courage 1. They gain Indomitable, but they're still Courage 1. Courage 2 Indomitable, I haven't run numbers on it, but it is a huge difference.
Yeah.
It is so much easier to roll down to 1 suppression than it is to roll off all of your suppression.
100%.
So one big reason why they can keep killing something every round is because they could keep move shooting. They could keep aim shooting. They could do everything they need to. And you add 5s in there, then it's Courage 3.
Courage 3. And I think this speaks to a larger thing about the core options here as well, right? They are just all Courage 2.
Yes.
Your entire army is minimum Courage 2. That is just incredibly powerful. It is extremely difficult to suppress and panic Republic units. Typically, you have to shoot them 4 times. If any Force wielder is around, whether that's Anakin, Obi-Wan, Yoda, that number goes up to 6 to 8 times. It is very, very difficult to play suppression games with Republic in particular. So,
can Republic kind of flex that muscle and play suppression games back? I know Empire is pretty good at dishing out the suppression.
Bring them to
all day.
Yeah, bring them to heal should
Have
be
you
in.
met Yoda?
Yeah. Bring them to heal. And if for those watching, I'm rolling my eyes because Yoda in a single turn can put out 6 suppression by himself. Is that way?
Regularly.
Yeah.
It's not hard to
That's
do.
his average activation.
It's not a special time.
Yeah.
It's 6.
It's ridiculous.
2 force waves that are both suppressive and a mind trick.
Yeah. It is really frustrating. It is.
Bring them to heal with Yoda is almost an auto win.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Bring them to heal should be in every single Republic secondary deck. There's not really a reason not to bring that.
I've been back and forth with it on my triple tank list, and I need to get some reps with it.
You have beams. You have beam to spread suppression everywhere.
Yeah, but my initial worry was my triple tank list is 8 activations, 3 of those being vehicles.
Yeah.
Fairly easy
so
to full
one
suppress.
of the 2 pointers is get a suppression on everyone that can. That's only 5 things you got to put a suppression on. It's very easy to get against me.
That's
But
Fair.
it's also very easy for me to do it if you don't just completely hide someone.
Yeah,
Right.
I feel like the ease that you can match that and then win out with those suppressed units
That's the big
that's
part. Is
probably
I don't
higher.
think I ever lose the paragraph of text there that says
Mm-hmm.
have more suppressed units on the enemy side than on your own.
Yeah.
I cap at 5.
Yeah.
So like, good luck getting the 10 suppression where you need them to be
Yep.
after I've activated. I only need to get a few on yours, and I have beams to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Pretty good.
that's
Yep.
what's turned my thinking back around. I still need to try it out a few
Yeah.
times. But
Let's talk a little bit more about the Clone Trooper Marksman. I know you're running 2 of them. I've put them on the board maybe twice, but I haven't played a lot of Republic recently. They were a decent gun platform, but they didn't wow me. I think I would rather have the Clone Trooper Infantry with the reliable.
yeah, so you have to be way more conscious of their positioning
Mhm.
because they're only speed 1. And every time I'm building a clone list, I don't have a set number that I'm looking for, but I'm constantly staying vigilant of how many surges I'm generating per round for free
Mm-hmm.
and how many units need them. Right? If I just have 4 marksmen and a single clone infantry, it's probably not going to work out that great. I probably
Makes sense.
want 2 or 3 surge tokens available to use them. When I was doing the Yoda, Bad Batch, Rex, and Triple Commandos, the Commandos didn't need them because
Right,
they would
'cause they're
create their own
natively
bubbles,
surging.
and they'd have surge block in those bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
Often, your opponent would avoid the offensive surge, so you could use them on that. But I would not be against cutting my old list from last year down to 1 or 2 marksmen, maybe even 3 marksmen, honestly, because they're
Wow.
kind of just
Okay.
there. They don't need to be as active as the
Now,
rest of the list.
do you think prepared positions hurts them at all?
No, because you don't have to do it.
Okay, fair enough.
And it's great with the tank list because I could start on the board with dodge, and then I could get another dodge to withstand like the Grievous Alpha strikes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have all the dodges for any of your attacks. Like every attack you throw at me will be outmaneuver dodged.
Fair enough.
So
I like it.
Right.
I'm glad it's working so well for you.
Yeah. And if you're really worried about them, then do prepared positions like on your board edge. You're still getting the free dodge, and
Yeah.
you get like a base width of movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
The biggest thing you're giving up is you're committing to your position. But for me, I don't know. My marksmen are not normally the pivot pieces or the pivotal
Right, it's
pieces.
probably your tanks.
Yeah, in that list, it's the tanks for sure. For sure.
Yeah, because that big tank is able to contest several POIs depending on which objective you're playing.
Yeah. Recover the research. There's on both ends. It could reach 2. Bunker assault could reach 2. Shifting sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very
for Republic, do you
very
guys
strong.
usually do you just pay the core tax? Are you maxing it out? I know Richard talked about maxing out Empire a lot. I feel like Rebels are somewhere in the middle.
I don't think I've ever done 6 core in Republic.
I don't think so either. I think I'm usually around 4.
ARC troopers are better, and like if I'm spamming like troopers, then I'm leaning towards ARC troopers and commandos
Mm-hmm.
rather than core. I am liking the ARFs a little bit.
Never thought.
I'm liking them as I'm not. I haven't compared them directly to commandos yet because they kind of fill that same role of long range, sit in the back, or they can fill the same role.
I understand
Commandos
in
are
theory
like dual
they
purpose.
do, but commandos have lethal,
Yes.
and I think that and generate tokens.
Yes.
I think
What's your point,
Commandos
Richard?
don't generate. Oh, well, they generate the target. Yeah.
I just
So here's the
I don't
thing
think it's
that hurts
close.
with commandos. Backup really hurts with commandos. Like
mhm.
cover, you kind of hope and pray, but backup, that's cutting at least half of your results off the top. Shooting into vehicles at long range, commandos don't love it.
You're likely
any
not
amount
doing
of armor.
that.
Armor 1 even, it hurts.
Yeah, but then you just flip and now you're impact 4.
But if you're starting at range,
Mm-hmm.
then you have a lot of gap to close, and they're not useful. They're not useful into every unit at range.
Okay.
The ARFs can maybe be useful.
Can do
into
a little
every
something
unit at range.
Okay. And now with the cumbersome change, there is a world that the ARF rocket is better than it once was.
Yeah.
You can move and listen. It is better than it once was. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. Whether or not it is worth taking is a different conversation.
Oh no, it's the same RPS as like everything else has.
It's a
no. That's what I was running on it. I was running that and a duo.
That makes sense. But yeah, what I'm saying is instead of not being able to shoot the rocket at all, you're downgrading the dice, which 2 white and a black, big whoop. But you still get to shoot it, which is more than you did before. So you still have the impact within the pool.
Yeah. 7 black, 2 white with all that impact compared to the 4 red Pierce 1.
Yeah, one of those is a lot better into armor for cheaper?
Yeah. No, that what I just said was 116 points. Commandos are still dirt cheap.
Yeah, I'm not. Or 116 is a price
points.
tag.
Yeah, but I mean it's Republic.
It is.
Take that off your core. It's like,
and that's one of the things too. Like for all of the other factions, right? You can see lists that spike up into like the 13 to 15 activation range, right? With Republic, if you're north of 11, you are running extremely thin on your activations.
Yeah. I don't think I can't remember the last time I've played more than 9 activations Republic.
Wow. I know the list I brought to not Crucible, Rocky Top was 12 activations. But even then, there was only 1 upgrade per unit, and most of the time it was a heavy weapon. I think every time it was a heavy weapon. There was nothing else except the LAT. The LAT had shells on it.
Yeah. So what's your motivation to push up to 10 and 11x? Because I'm curious, because I think my opinion is different here.
So this is one of the things that we love to talk about, right? Is the metas are different everywhere, right?
Yes, that's true.
The North Carolina meta, for whatever reason, is incredibly aggressive, which means you end up trading pieces pretty frequently, which normally means I need to have things built into a list that I can trade with. Thinking of like if we're going to dig into the chess analogy here, right? Like I need pawns on the board. And so one of the reasons I push up to that 11, 12 range is to have pawns on the board, because I know I can put those out. People are going to target it, move out of position. Then I can take whatever took that out in exchange, right?
So you need bait.
More or less, yes. And I
fair.
Cannot, if you've seen my red saves, which I don't think you have for a little while. Nope, you were here when we filmed the game with Ryan. I don't have red saves. They don't exist. I only play red save armies for the most part. I can't roll a red save to save my life.
You should work on that.
I wish I could. If that was a skill I could train, I would be training it day and night.
It sounds like maybe a ritual or something that you could look up.
I'll tell you, my guy.
Yeah. Great.
Also, I enjoy
throw them in the microwave for 5 seconds,
I enjoy the idea that you are confounded by an aggressive meta in North Carolina when you taught most of the competitive players in our local area.
I know that it is a self-inflicted problem.
It is absolutely self-inflicted.
I'm still going to be mad about it and talk about it, It's fine.
Mr. Transport the shotgun into your face.
It worked very well in our game.
Sure. I think I killed that lat, though.
Oh, yeah, but it took you 3 commando shots.
But that was just bait.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'll take the bait.
I don't know. All this to be said, the reason I push up I need something to be able to bait my opponent with, to pull them out of position, to then clap back. If
Okay.
I'm running 9 activations and I am using one activation that dies as
No
bait,
bait.
it just doesn't work, right?
Mhm.
You don't have enough on the board. Most of our objectives that we are playing require you to secure POIs. To secure POIs, you need to have units on point. If I'm losing, 1 to 2 units just purely to try and get some sort of trade, and I'm suddenly down to 6, 7 activations on the board, my ability to secure POIs is spiraling down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And personally, I can't afford that. At least not where I play normally locally. It might be different for like an Adepticon, or traveling to different tournaments across the state lines or something, right? But that's the magic of this game. Like, everyone plays it differently, and so you have the factions that you can play entirely. Like, you and I probably play Republic entirely different.
Yes, I think I play it different than a lot of people.
Fair enough. Both of us have found quite a bit of success with it. So, there's no one right way to do this. As long as you have a solid foundation and understand what you are trying to do with your list, you can find success.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I do agree with that. The reason I asked you, like, why the activation count is because normally what I hear is that people are wanting last activation.
No, whatever.
Oh, they want to last first into round 2, and that mentality and that constant fight for that is such a losing battle, in my opinion. Like, if you're skimming off the top of every unit to be able to get the last activation, and you get to 13, and then a 14 comes along and you pair against them.
Yeah, then you're up a creek.
Everything you did is wasted.
Yeah, 100%.
On top of that, I've been loving low activations into the high activation units or high activation armies, because I get to sit back there and watch where you're going to place half of your army
before you put out any of your big piece.
Important pieces down.
Yeah. Because you probably do pass, marksman, pass, 5 activations before literally anything else happens. Yeah, that's pretty great. Yeah. That's amazing. Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right.
I think so.
I will just add on top of this. We've skewed to just general Legion advice at this point.
We have.
We'll get back on topic in a second. I find that instead of the whole like I gotta go last conversation right now, order control is just so much more important. If you know and can control what's coming out when, that's half the battle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's true.
I would love to have order control.
Yeah, you play Rebels.
Sign me up for that.
You're never getting it.
Sign me up for that. Or I could spend like 40 points and get some really fun order control things going on. And maybe. But no, it's not. Not worth
Eric,
it.
get us back on topic. Where are we going?
Right. We were talking about
fun.
Empire, right?
No! We're talking about Republic.
Oh, right. Republic. I've heard of them.
My new empire.
So, Special Forces, we talked about a little bit with Commandos, ARCs. I think
Commandos are not.
They're
right.
support
That's
forces.
true. They're support.
Weirdly
so
enough.
We've touched on some of the things. I think
Baffling.
Because Bushfacts, we know who you are and what you're currently playing. I think we need to focus on vehicles. So we're going to open the floor to vehicles. And what do you think about Republic vehicles here before we talked about some of the other things?
I think so. I love the Saber tank in numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's in fewer numbers. When you have one, it's way too easy to just get a bad spike on defense, and then you're sad. When you have 2, I haven't done 2 very much, but 3 is definitely an overwhelming amount that your opponent has to chew through.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise you're scoring.
Block line of sight to a saber tank with a saber tank.
Yeah. I mean, if you're flat and like perfect, yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
I mean, you do that with any vehicle, right?
Yeah.
ATSTs do it to themselves all the times in that one.
In the Tempest,
Tempest.
Okay. Now, what about? We've heard a little bit about your opinions with lats. They aren't very favorable. Um,
Yeah, it's white saves. It's the white save
yeah, but
armor
it's
that
the
like
shells that and the transport.
yeah, but then it just dies.
I don't know about that. I love the lat. Lats
It
are
is still
awesome.
cover 5 or armor 5 and
And cover
immune
1.
immune to a lot of the anti armor tech that people bring, like grenades and like
It's
Lightsabers.
not immune
and
to critical.
lightsabers. Yeah,
It's not immune.
It's
to
not
critical.
immune
it's
to
not immune to
the
critical, right? But it's
Levels
harder
are
stats
low.
that are going to be alpha
Yeah,
striking and getting at
I
least
mean, yeah,
3 crits.
it's definitely not immune
each
to
time.
all of the anti armor tech, but it is like
Yeah.
as a rebel player, usually I put grenades on a super fleet and run it
Yeah.
at something. I can't do that with a lat.
No. Cover 1 is fake cover. It
Yeah.
doesn't count.
Hard disagree, but it's fine.
The transport is cool, but like when I have heavy hitting core in Republic, I want them to be super squads and then they can't be transported.
Yeah.
I do think there's something you can do with take your pick, Ahsoka or 5s plus a specialist plus a shotgun, where you're getting a 6-man squad that's able to go into the lat and do some fun things. It's not a super squad, but it's still 6 bodies, which is pretty good.
The downside too to doing the transport trick with a short range unit in Republic or with lats in general is unlike the buses, you can't hide behind a lat.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. They do not block line of sight.
So you disembark and then they're hung out to dry
Yeah.
unless you find favorable terrain for a full activation, and they're vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that is tough for me, a tough pill for me to swallow.
Fair enough.
All right.
What about
what about ISPs?
What about ISPs?
I really want to like them.
Okay.
I really
They're
do.
so short.
They are so short. Please give them hover air 1.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah. It's maneuvering around the boards, especially as we are getting into a world where the terrain is denser than it has been in the past, is making it difficult.
I've been getting pretty good at nickel and diming the rules for our vehicle movement and playing by the letter of the law and getting clarifications on the forums that I could probably be fine maneuvering the small one, even how short that is.
Okay.
For example, the saber.
What do you mean by
always
this?
Yeah, I'll go into it right now. The saber is taller than the ISP, but not much taller. It still dwarfs in comparison to like an AAT.
Yeah.
Let alone ATST.
Or a lat.
So the saber does have things regularly blocking its path, but height is measured from your position.
It sure is. I know immediately. I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. So here's my handy silhouette
Uh-huh.
for my tank. If you're flat, then that's one thing. But if I'm always move shooting, I try and end a movement at all times up on a little box or barricade.
Yeah.
And now, look how much height you just gained.
Yeah.
You just gained like doubled your height almost. And now you could go over so many more things from that starting position. So doing that, taking advantage of that, is like it's what you have to do if you want to play on every table out there. And there will still be tables that will hurt me, and I have to cry and like, all right, well, GG.
There definitely will, but that is an excellent point and something I had not thought about.
Yes.
Very interesting. You can. God, that means the Gav tank might be playable. Anyway, I've got lots of things to go.
That
about.
angle was like a 30 degrees, mind you. Like,
right.
If you go all the way up to 45.
45 is like that?
Then you
that
probably
is...
are actually doubling your height.
Yeah.
If I know a little bit about math.
Yeah. Well, because you're dealing with this height as well as the triangle below it. Like there's a couple triangles there.
Yeah.
To make it. You're more than doubling at 45.
Trigonometry
for our audio listeners, we're doing things with hands and silhouettes. But,
yes.
Triangles.
Yeah. Watch the video.
Triangles. How do they work?
Science.
Okay.
SOHCAHTOA, right?
What about What about our fun little guys? The Fluttercraft and all the Wookiee units, we're going to leave at home.
Yeah.
Leave them in Wookiee Defenders, which we are leaving at home.
Yeah.
But the Bark, the ATRT, I think a Flamer ATRT in Republic is strong. A line of sight blocking, red save unit that scouts and you have to deal with it or it flamethrowers your unit is pretty good. Much more durable than the Rebel version.
Unless you're Richard,
exists.
because
It
you
exists,
can't
you
can't kill Rebel ATRTs.
The math says, well, yeah, that's a different problem. That's an entirely different problem.
So Republic ATRTs I want to like, but their 6 health red saves still can be taken down pretty easily. Armor 2 is almost non-existent.
But they're cheap.
Yeah, it's
They
only
are cheap.
6 points
That's the
more than the
biggest
Rebel
thing.
one.
It's the biggest thing they've got going for them is they're cheap.
Yeah, that's very cheap.
But the flamethrower is not. It's good, but you're not going to one-shot most anything except B1s. You
could
will most
pretty
of the time
easily
one-shot
one-shot
B1s.
a fleet squad, a super fleet.
Maybe
With
I
Surging
can't
Blacks,
remember the numbers.
all white dice can...
Surging Blacks, you're averaging
You're
10 out of.
Well, you're throwing 20 black dice, right?
Yeah.
Averaging 5 out of every 8.
You just all you have to do is look at one, right? Because
Yeah.
it's multiplied per model.
Yeah.
So look at per one model, you're throwing 2 blacks. Can 2 blacks take out one model? And if I get 10 out of 8
Yes.
on average,
It's 1.25.
1.25, they save a third of that, and so it's down to 0.6ish.
Yeah.
I mean,
0.8-ish.
yeah, the math says they'll save a third of that, but they are still white dice, and they pretty...
Yes.
But then you're looking at an 80% chance
But-
to just wipe a super squad
Yeah.
for half
No,
the points.
that is not what that's saying. That's saying on average you'll kill 80% of them.
Which
Right.
seems pretty good still.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
That's
good,
math.
but it's not one-shotting them.
Yeah.
It is good,
I mean,
but
if you,
also
yeah, if you
that
want to
can whiff
one-shot
all the
something,
time.
go pay 170 points for a super squad of
I will,
core.
and I do.
But the flip side, the part of the conversation that I think we need to address here is you can pay 174 for the
Mhm.
super squad with 5s and
Yeah.
shotgun, or you can pay. You can get 2.5 ATRTs with flamers for that same price point. You're getting 2
2 and a third.
activations instead
Yeah.
of 1. It's I'm not calculating in the hard point, which I think is 15, which takes it to 75, which it's 150 for 2 of them versus the 170 plus. So it's like 2 and a third.
Yeah.
But I think there's room for ATRTs in Republic. I don't know that there's
I'm
room
not
for
saying they're not.
Barks. Oh, okay.
Oh.
We don't agree.
Barks are great.
Why are Barks great?
Because they're speeders. Because games like Breakthrough and games like Bunker Assault can be so hard to pivot from one point to the other unless you're a speeder.
Hmm.
Like they're not putting out firepower. I will not put heavy weapons on them if I want them to play objectives. They could do 1Z, 2Z damage if they get into range 3.
Mm-hmm.
But they are fast, and that's all I need them to be.
They are on those big bases, and the big bases at speed 3, assuming you don't put the sidecar on them. And that does go places.
Very few units actually. A lot of times playing Bunker Assault, my games tend to like gravitate towards a battle on one flank.
Yep.
And then the other side no one messes with or whatever, but if I all of a sudden shift 2 barks to go over there, that's too much for them to handle.
Yeah, and then you overwhelm that side.
Yep.
Okay. Maybe Barks have more play than I give them credit for. It's also Republic's only source of ion, which maybe is worth noting.
Also, if you're not putting a heavy on there, they are 59 points.
Yes.
So
1 point cheaper than an ATRT.
argument, Richard's argument of being cheap is good. They are very
You can
cheap.
get 3 naked Barks for the price of the 5 super squad with shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want 3 naked Barks over one 5 squad, but it is.
I'll take them all.
Yeah, take them all. Take 3 barks and a 5 squad.
Great.
Yeah.
Sure. Wonderful.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Are there any... We've talked about support. We've talked about heavy. We've talked about special forces. We talked about all the characters. Is that all of it? Those are our options.
Those are the options.
Operatives don't exist.
Yeah, not really. We talked
The
about Bad
customs,
Batch.
I don't.
Let's talk about
We
the
have
elephant.
to talk about the customs.
We should at least address the elephant in the room.
All right.
We have lauded and really sung the praises of the Rebel and Empire custom characters in our previous 2 episodes. The next episode rightfully so. The next episode about CIS. Oh boy, is that going to be a conversation. But again, we will be singing the praises. I cannot in good faith recommend you take a custom Jedi.
I've been trying. People.
I've tried to.
I've been trying.
They just... I don't know why. And that's part of what's frustrating me. I don't know why they're missing the mark so bad. But they are. They end up not really doing much of anything. Even if you have the charge, even if you have the aim generation and the RAM, you still, for like 120 plus points, find like 3 Pierce 1.
Yeah. And you might do 2 wounds with it.
Yeah. At that, and
or maybe none.
And for 120
maybe
points,
impervious.
You might as well just take a super squad with shotgun, because A, you have the same Pierce value, B, you're doing it at range, C, you're generating tokens, and D, you're a clone trooper. And have E, you have more health. We could go through the whole alphabet for reasons why this is better.
And same courage as the knight.
As the knight, yeah. The general has, the +1, but I mean, deflect is cool. They are beautiful models. Absolutely pick up some, but putting them on the table, I'm not so sure about that one. Maybe if we get new force powers, we're getting the new was it upgrade card pack number 2? We haven't seen everything inside of it yet. Maybe there's something there. Theoretically, if there's upgrade card,
be wild.
It would be wild, but it's coming out in April, so it's not going to affect Adepticon. So it is what it is. Theoretically, if there's an upgrade card pack 2, there's probably going to be a 3 and a 4 and a 5. Maybe there's something down the road that radically changes and upgrades them. Force powers have tended to break the game in the past. Burst of speed is still everywhere. It was a game changer. So it goes to reason that one day there's going to be a force upgrade that, if spammable, is going to be extremely strong. And then suddenly being able to take 4 custom characters that can all take said force powers could be incredibly strong. Today is not that day. Now, if you really want to, you could take 4 copies of Force Push, but I don't think that's...
just take a super squad.
You could just take a super squad for that exact price point. So, I don't know. Do it if your heart really, really wants to, but if you're trying to win a convention, come up with something else.
All right. Well, this is a much longer episode than I was expecting. We made it an hour in, and we still haven't even talked about list examples. So let's see some example lists. Assuming, Richard, I know you procrastinated your homework.
I did.
Building some things. I would expect much better from our guest here to come prepared.
John, did you come prepared?
I can give you any kind of list you want. I wasn't clear on the assignment here.
Let me start, and then you can on the fly put something together here.
Perfect.
So
yeah, I've got a list built up right now.
Our idea is that we give 600 points of a list as a starting place and talk about why we've made the choices that we've made. So if we look here, what I've got is 5 activations. They are a clone trooper infantry with a Ahsoka Tano, the shotgun, super squad, impact grenades. Same thing, but 5s instead of Ahsoka, a clone trooper marksman with the mortar, and 2 ARC troopers with the medic. I think it's 593 points for 5 activations, but you are getting a really good starting point for your army. You've got token generation from the surges with the clone trooper infantry. You've got aim generation from the ARC troopers with their tactical. You have 2 healing charges. You've got 2 really good melee threats, but all of them can function pretty well at range as well. Marksman for a little bit of that suppression flavor. And from here, pick your favorite characters, throw them in there, add a few more infantry options, another special forces, some vehicles, whatever really fits your bill. This is a good kind of like middle of the road starting point. That's going to give you a lot of firepower.
All right. Yeah, it's basically the things we've already talked about. So this checks out based on our conversation so far, and I hate it.
Great. Looks like.
Okay.
Did you just send me a list? Yeah,
Yep.
I'll just pull that up right there because I think this will. I think I'm sharing screen, so I'll just pop this over here.
Nice.
I'll let you. Oh God, I recognize this.
It's 598. Yeah, no, this is the 600 point bones of the list from last year. The idea behind it is the commandos are phenomenal at holding your back points, your home points, while threatening the away points. Yoda can either support them and defend, or be aggressive with burst of speed and the scout from Rex to cross the field and take whichever point he wants. Improvised orders it's just always good. Up close and personal on Rex is underrated, I think. Getting 2 dodges from Gunslinger that you could share to your other clones
So good.
is
Seems
beautiful.
real good.
So good.
And Rex in general, I think, is way underplayed for his late game Call Me Captain shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever Call Me Captained into a Yoda lightsaber? I have. It's great.
Yes.
7 red with 2 pierce.
Gross.
I wish you could do it twice, but unfortunately it's once per round.
Even
though Yoda's swinging.
It's a once per round. But even
It's
if you can do that with your commando shots, your commandos are suddenly throwing 7 red.
Yeah. Or you could do it on Yoda's blast shot, and it's 4 black, 3 red blast.
Ugh.
Sure, you got a lot of really horrific options.
Yeah.
Rex is severely underrated. I would agree with you there.
Yes. Yeah. If only he still had his jetpack. It could be cool like Cody.
Man, I wish. Rip to the jetpack.
I don't know why they had to take that. It was rude.
Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, that takes us into a third option here. I rebuilt a 600-point version of what I brought last year to Rocky Top. So I guess we're replaying the classics here. We got 602 points for 6 activations. Clone Commander Cody, a Clone Trooper Infantry with Ahsoka Tano, the Shotgun Specialist, and Impact Grenades. So it's designed to jump out of the lat. 2 Marksmen with Mortars, a Clone Trooper Infantry with 5s and Shotgun, and a lat with the Clone Shock Trooper Pilot, Bunker Buster Shells, and Armor Piercing Shells. This gives you a lot of variety. There's places you can go with this as well. If you want to push this into a 212 list, you can drop 5s in Ahsoka and pick up a few other upgrades and squad leaders. If you want to push this into kind of the same style that I was going, you can fill it out with more vehicles, a generic clone commander for some additional order options. Really, it just gives you a lot of that ranged fire. It's a layered approach, right? You've got your pieces that want to be close. You've got your pieces that want to be kind of that mid-range, and then you got pieces that can fight at long range like Cody. And by layering it, it forces your opponent to address what range band they want to fight at. And sometimes that can be really difficult for certain lists that want to either all fight at range or all fight in melee. And they don't really know how to deal with kind of that stacked approach. So you got some options.
Okay. Yeah, I've played against your full version of that list and had a wonderful time. Yeah.
Hi, that's good.
No, I did not have a wonderful time, Richard.
Oh, man.
Well, I think that should be a pretty substantial starting point for anyone looking to try and take on Republic as a new army or just starting out Legion. I think that'll give you a pretty good baseline of what you're looking at for this faction. So with that, I think we can pivot to the all-important what we're into. Richard, let's start with you this time.
Yeah. What am I into? The problem is things have been extremely busy. So I haven't been into a whole lot in my free. You know what? Every year at this time, at the hobby store, the Girl Scouts come around to sell cookies.
Yes.
And I am a sucker. And this one particular scout has targeted me the last 4 to 5 years. And I always say, okay, I'm going to buy 4 boxes from you. And then she tells me, well, if you buy a 5th box, you get entered into the drawing for free cookies for a year. And I always get suckered in and buy a 5th box. And I was heartbroken and shattered to find out that this is her last year doing this, which means my Girl Scout cookie connection is cut off. So I'll have to find a new way.
You'll find more.
It's
I gotta
very
find a new
easy
way.
to find more. But yes, we were in the
Sure.
middle of our game of Legion, and these people walked up and like basically sounded like they were old friends of Richard's. They're like, "Oh, hey, we have cookies." I was like,
I have been friendly with them for 5 years. The mother targeted me for whatever reason the first year, and then we're friendly. We have a nice little conversation once a year when they come round, and it's lovely. Make connections within your community that aren't what you would normally make and do. Step out of those comfort zones. It's the best way to build a better world.
which is what this segment is all about, kind of, in a way. I can go next. The thing I am into is not actually about me. It's about what Cassian, my son, who is 4 years old, is into.
Great.
The other day, I was playing, or I have like my Earthborn Rangers stuff set out on the table, and he was like, "Oh, like Dad, what's this game?" And so he sat down for like, he's been home sick/snow days, like he's been home a lot, and so throughout a day we played a full day of EBR, and he was just so into it. Like he was
That's
there,
awesome.
like pulling over cards, and I was like reading him the text out of the story that we were doing, and like, so yeah, I played a full day of EBR with Cassian, and that's the parenting dream right there.
Cassian has played EBR before I have. Which
Yes,
is
absolutely.
an interesting sentence.
Yeah. Every once in a while we'd be playing. He'd just kind of look around at the table. He goes, "Dad, I like your game." And I was like, "Thank you. Like, this is the best day ever." So yeah, that's what I'm into / what Cassian is into. So
That's awesome.
Nice.
Bushfacts, take us home.
Yeah. Lately, over the last 2 months, I've been trying to get back into music more. Like playing more. I have a ton of instruments that don't get played a lot. So I started taking drum lessons and singing lessons. Been going on for like 2 months now and enjoying it a lot.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
Learning a lot, getting better. It's fun. It's a good outlet.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it. All right. Well, if any of our listeners want advice on drumming or singing, now you know who to go to.
Not me. Yeah, I'll tell you my guy.
It certainly isn't
There you
Richard
go.
or I, so yeah. Go to
It
Bushfacts
is
to
not.
get the name of a guy. Richard, would you like to talk about Cherokee before we sign off here?
Sure. I'll talk about Cherokee real quick. In that Cherokee is sold out. We hit our cap. We expanded it. We hit our cap again. There's no more room because the entire convention is sold out. So we are at 40 players. Very excited. I have another announcement I'm going to be dropping about that later next week. So like the week before Cherokee. So the week that this airs, look for that in like 2 to 3 days.
Nice.
And yeah, it's going to be a great time. I'm really excited. It's going to be fantastic. Adepticon preparation for the people that are going. I'm a little jealous that I'm TOing and not playing, but it is what it is.
With that, we can remind all of our friends here to
Crit to block.
crit to block.
Did playtesting for several years and then ended up taking
Cats,
it easy
man.
and just
Cats.